New frames, baby. Shout out to Easy Core. We got One Punch Man season 3, episode 7. Little teaser frames. This should be the super hype one, right? This is the point where now it's actually beyond the tutorial zone, and this is the part where it actually matters. We're still coping. Let's get it. Yeah.
Oh shit, I was supposed to be the positive one. Guys, episode 6 was not that bad.
Positive doesn't mean being delusional, though. Episode 6 was that bad. It is now the most... What's it called? It's the worst rated anime of all time right now, episode-wise, right? It has dethroned, what was it? Promised Neverland Season 2 bullshit that was going on. It is now called 1 Star Man. Can we get to 0? I mean, at this point, obviously, people are brigading because it's fun to bandwagon off of this hate train because, yeah, it is garbage. So maybe it'll get to 0 Star Man soon.
It's just that you guys... Why did you think I didn't upload for the past few days? The fact that I need to cleanse my eyes and take a break from YouTube because of that is insane. I'm just kidding, actually. I actually got tons of work in real life, so I can't really make videos that often. Yeah,
Bro, touching grass.
Couple of days and also the next few days as well. I got tons of events scheduled, which is unfortunate. Can't really make tons of video, especially when it matters the most. Wait, it's not actually. Episode 6 was so...
No, it does actually matter the most right now, because this is the beautiful thing about content creation and why you see so many people, you know, engaging in negative engagement farming. It doesn't matter if a show is good or bad. The worst thing it can happen for a content creator is for a show to be mid, very average, very mediocre, very just kind of good, not really bad, just kind of there, unforgettable, right? And that's bulk of the junk volume that happens on a seasonal, you know, basis, and those shows often get dropped too. But when it's like dog shit like this, then everyone wants to see the train wreck. They want to see the dumpster fire just get bigger and bigger. And every week people come out to say how bad could it get. And it's a very insidious, fucked up nature of how we are able to profit even when things are bad, to the point where people will push it to the most extremes and just get the most out of it. And that's how life works, man. That's just business.
Holy shit, it reached a new low of low, man. But before anything, before anyone complains, oh my goodness, we're here only for the...
This is so fucking bad. They said, we hear you. You don't like the blue filters? You don't like the red filters? We're gonna add all the fucking colors of the rainbow. It's a fucking RGB fucking rainbow disco party.
Review images, as if you are. Just skip to this particular part of the video because I'll be talking about my review on the episode 6 first.
Let's hear it.
I didn't get to upload my video. Again, apologies for that. I was caught up with tons of work recently. I didn't really get to sit down and record and also edit my video. So yes, everyone, that is the unfortunate part. But the fortunate part is the episode itself was really bad. It's really unfortunate that this episode, this season as a whole, started with a dialogue that is 4 episodes long. Then we have one action episode and we continue with another dialogue episode. What is actually happening with this season, man?
And this is where, again, you don't have to make it like this. People make the argument of, well, what do you expect? That's what happened in the manga. Your anime has to know. What if I told you that the anime is a different medium of content and can take the source material, restructure such that the pacing is more palpable? And you know what? Let's say that we didn't even do that. Let's say we kept it 1-to-1 here. If it was good slice of life, if it was good dialogue and actual directions like you see in Monogatari or even Death Note that we're watching right now, where people are talking yet it's hype, people wouldn't complain about this slower pace. In fact, I think it's better if this anime season is slower paced. You know why? Because that means that the less content that will be ruined, future content that will not be touched, right, by this fucking production line, which is garbage. Now, I don't think that after this season of One Punch Man, we're going to get greenlit for another one. I don't know. It really depends. Because these international ratings ultimately means nothing at the end of the day. It's all about domestic appeal. Domestically, I think that people don't even give a fuck about the situation. They actually laugh at the international audience saying boycott Bandai Namco, as they don't even realize that this is an industry-wide problem that's not specific to JC Staff or Bandai Namco. It happens everywhere. So they're just kind of like black-pilled and they don't really give a fuck, and they're like, yep, it's garbage, it is what it is, and move on. And maybe the sales are so insignificant difference between season 1 to 2 to 3 that they'll be like, Yeah, milk another season. Let's go season 4. By then, hopefully, we got some actually good talent that's meant to work on this with ample scheduling.
And not only that, this episode was a complete mess. When I say it's a complete mess, it is. First of all, this episode, you could literally call it made in China.
It is, and there's nothing wrong with things being made in China. Everything that you use, it's gonna be made in China, right? But there is that stereotype of like, oh my god, it's just fucking rushed. It's as if, this is made from child labor. No, that's disrespectful to child labor, actually. Because like Nike shoes, whatever new clothing that you have, I guarantee the quality it's at least more competent than what the fuck we're getting here.
Because looking at the credit themselves, it is quite literally made in China. No offense to Chinese animators or even my Chinese audiences.
And remember, if you're going to say that China bad, you have to realize that 2B Hero X exists, Lord of the Mysteries exists, Link Click exists. Who Made Me a Princess this season exists. China is fully capable. Again, it's not like a specific nation thing, right? A stereotype. No. Like, there's going to be bad animators, there's going to be bad studios, and there's going to be good ones, like in any part of the world.
我讲的是真的，我没有在讲你们的坏话。Oh my goodness, easy court Chinese jump scare. But yes, everyone, this episode is quite literally a pretty gross outsource. The production of the episode, animation director.
That is a disgusting amount of AD. And remember, when we watch the Senshi content, why is this many names on the AD bad? You would think that like more people working on it, great, more resources. No, it means that they're rushing, they're struggling, and the vision and the consistency is going to be lost as there's too many chefs in the kitchen, if you understand that reference. Ass ED is pretty funny. ASS dot.
Key animators, second key animators, the in-betweening, and also the coloring, all is being handled by Xdan Studio, which is the subcontracting studio of JC Stuff.
I am very disappointed by Junpei Nagai regarding how the slice of life stuff is done. Because again, I'm not expecting him to be able to even, make fight scenes hype. That means that you should at least try to do what you're good at. But they decided, let's just skimp out on the slice of life stuff and focus everything on the fights. But the fights are already garbage. They're mid. So now you are, again, I keep saying this, you ignore the free bonus points that you should excel at. This is your neighborhood. This is your playground. Slice of life comedy stuff. But you're cutting corners here too. And I get it. But I'm just saying that even in this damage mitigation, we're basically trying to cause, it's a shitty scenario no matter what. But even then, there are strategies to be played during a shitty situation, and they're not even executing that right as well. We are right now in the min part of min-maxing. So fucking provide the focus onto easy bonus points like this episode. You can't make good fight scenes, hype up the audience with good storytelling. Make these characters in the S rank, meetings hype. You can't even fucking do that.
From China basically means JC Stuff doesn't even have the time to even work on the episode other than the chief animation director, photography team, and also...
What are these colors, bro? What the fuck am I looking at? This is just a masterclass on how you don't use colors. What the fuck is this compositing? Bro, it's like a nuclear holocaust outside. What the fuck is going on?
And also the 3D CG.
Oh.
So in short, the entirety of episode 6 is pretty much outsourced or being made outside
Good
of
Lord.
the main studio. Which is
This
why
armor
there's tons
texture.
of mismanagement, inconsistencies happening here and there. And to pour more salt on the wound itself, we have Taiki Nishimura being the episode director of this episode. Everyone's saying, oh my goodness,
Who's that?
this is on the level of Uzumaki. We have the episode true director of Uzumaki working on this episode.
We do? Now, Uzumaki apparently wasn't bad until... Wait, when did it get bad? Was it only first episode was good, I think? Episode 2 was like the beginning of like, yeah, this is the true colors. Yeah, okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a blacklisted name then. Maybe he can actually do a good job, right? But oh, yikes, Jesus. I'll be avoiding that name.
And according to a thread on 5CH about quote-unquote bad episode directors, they are saying this kind of stuff. Nishimura Taiki seems to be nearing the end of his days. There are plenty of directing jobs out there if you look hard enough.
Yeah, most of those directing jobs, if you look hard enough or what. Onoware Atelier Meister, The Great Alchemist, Remonster, The League of Mids. These are random shitty seasonal isekai slop that we farm up, right? What about debate? What about, even like Classes Hero airing this season from, Studio AK? Yeah, there are jobs. You want to fucking animate that slob? Go ahead, I guess.
Number of animes is decreasing, so even though there is still work, I think useless directors like Nishimura will be the first to be cut. For the past few months, Nishimura has become a monk. He brought about his financial difficulties. A person with a proper job wouldn't have time to write such a detailed diary, but he continues to call himself a creator.
Whoa! Damn. Well, who knows, right? Maybe these are the equivalent of the 4chan haters that exist on the One Punch Man Season 1 episodes where Saitama's getting hated on. Genos is reading the comments and they're saying bald, washed, fraud, bald. I hate him because he's bald. Maybe this is true. I don't know. If Uzumaki Episode 2 and this, enough dots in the graph, it starts to point a line.
So again, these are not words from my
the building, bro. The building is talking.
mouth. I'm just repeating what they said. It's basically something like he doesn't work, is a irresponsible director, the one that shifts blame, someone that is a pathological liar, because the only work that he ever gets are the stuff that are failing and still fails to do even basic directing tasks. So it's even more cooked that the episode 6 is even being directed by him, and the fact that this episode even got an assistant episode director is kind of bugging me and make me
ass. It's not assistant, bro. It's just ass episode director.
Think like, oh shit, did Nishimura?
Alright, I'm interested. Taiki Nishimura. Let's see. It's him right here, bro. It's him right here, bro. Uzumaki? Rent a Girlfriend! Yo, anyone watch Rent a Girlfriend here? Date A Live 4? Ooh, Date A Live, I love the series for what it is, but it got quite cooked later on, right? This looks like some generic isekai slop, right? Initial D. Boruto. Okay, bro did Boruto, but are these the filler episodes where it's garbage? Ergo Proxy. People herald the show as some sort of like old-time classic like Steins Gate, right? Like Psycho-Pass, that kind of shit. Back in the days, maybe he had his hands more on some of these more interesting works, but yeah, it's looking pretty cooked. It's looking pretty cooked. Wrap it up, Unc.
Just left midway and let the assistant episode director to clean up after his mess, because this episode is just so messed up, man. There are tons of really questionable direction choice. Again, the overuse of color as well. It usually varies according to each episode director and how they want to use it. And in some instances, it was being used pretty well in the early episode. As an example, this S-Class entrance, which is pretty cool. But then when it's a really messed up episode, you just get something like this. I understand that they want to.
What is this? It's a fucking disco party. There is no like actual vision or artistic choice of when to use these lights. Like, listen, these lights and filters can absolutely enhance the experience, the tension, whatever emotion that's feeling, during that moment. It can be an augmenter of character acting, but when you spam it in this cartoonish way after people have been clowning on them for spamming the blue and red filters, what do you think's gonna happen? It's a shit show.
Emphasize on the character emotions or on the character itself, but overusing it just kind of removes the whole point of it. Again, there are tons of corner cutting here and there. The scene where Genos and Fubuki was going upstairs, I'm pretty sure that was supposed to
the building scene, bro. Nick was like opening up the manga and saying, what the fuck is going on? Are the pipes talking?
Be some panels there, but they just ended up using the same freaking building for 20 seconds.
We're not even like, we're beyond lazy one-to-one. Already, if you're just doing a one-to-one from the manga to the anime, one-to-one as in just copy the fucking frame over and have the mouth move with little to no actual directing, that is really, really bare bones. But that happens a lot. We definitely see that a lot, right? But then there's a level beyond that. There's a laziness beyond that where it's like, no, we're not even gonna do one-to-one. We're gonna show you a fucking street. We're gonna show you a building. How about that for character acting?
Straight with how insanely bad the production is behind the scenes. I'm pretty sure they have tons of unfinished cut, and they pretty much can't afford to use them because it will look
all the Fubuki ass and titties fan service that we missed out on, man.
Bad. So the easiest way to go is just remove them and use the same exact building and put their voice behind, so, well, nothing really moves, so you can't really nitpick it. It's just a mess. This episode doesn't even move much.
That's right, you can't lose if you don't even play the game. That's what's going on.
And the quality of the drawings are literally on par with season 2, and the inconsistencies are just so bad, man. There's this one frame of...
Oh yeah, I thought this is an edited picture, but it's real, bro. They literally had Atomic Samurai's hair. Like, if you look at the top, right? Shit's fucking cut off. Why is that? The manga panel stuff? I don't know. Are they using some sort of tech to trace shit and somehow this was caught, you know, not caught in post? I don't fucking know.
Atomic Samurai's hair, where it looks like they just traced the manga
Yeah.
and literally left out a big portion of the background there. I'm pretty sure some people actually miss it because the actual background itself is pretty dark, and it kind of blends with...
Yeah, you had to really enhance, right? Change the exposure and contrast to see. Like right over here, it's really difficult to see, but they blended that shit in quite well.
The background itself, but when people actually took...
I wonder if this is a blending decision that was made at the end of they realized, ah shit, we can see his Atomic Samurai's hair got literally cut by Atomic Samurai. What do we do? Well, you know what? It's a write-off episode. Let's just darken the background so that, like, what I'm trying to say is they knew. They caught it. They caught the animation error. And then they decided, just darken it, bro. And then they're not gonna see this shit. Just move. That's my assumption based on how fucked up everything is behind the scenes.
A look at it, it literally looks like this, and it's pretty much because the animator didn't draw past the frame guideline and it was composited in a way that revealed that part. And again, having a really rushed production, they didn't really get to check everything, didn't really get to supervise everything, so stuff like this happened. And it's not just season 3 problem, tons of other anime also did this. Even season 1 of Saitama vs Genos had that problem as well. But with that being said, those are basically it for my review.
Yeah, and even if that happens, right, it's like they're not gonna get half the shit that, you know, One Punch Man will get, season 3 will get, because obviously why? If everything is pretty much good and there's such minor flaws here, people will overlook it. But if something is already in the dumpster fire, again, it's gonna compound even more. There's such a big target that, like, they will nitpick about every single thing, and you know what? You can't even defend it. They deserve it.
Saitama vs Genos had that problem as well. But with that being said, those are basically it for my review of the episode itself. I'm sorry for dragging it that long.
No, honestly, this is a great video so far. I like this type of setup. Honestly, I think that in terms of viewership, probably is better to make 2 separate videos, right? To do like, hey, these are the new frames versus here's my thought about the episode. But to me as a consumer, having both in one, I guess, it's just more concise for me.
But yes, I finally got to stretch this video to over 6 minutes. So in the meantime, let's take a look at the official synopsis of episode 7.
Let's get it.
Awaiting the heroes arriving in CTZ was a surprise attack from all directions by numerous monsters. While the A-class heroes who participated in the operation as support fought fierce, Galoopers were scouting the war situation in the sky. Okay, correction, it's Gear Spear, not whatever Galooper Gallopers. And here it is, the 6 new preview images from episode 7 itself. In the first image, we got Atomic Samurai and his disciple. We also got Rhino.
I think his disciple is supposed to be inspired by Miyamoto Musashi. I think this guy also dual wields too. Just looking at his stereotypical features, bearded samurai guy, I think it is supposed to be Musashi.
And his disciple. We also got Rhinoceros in this episode. Next up, we got a shot of
Darkshine.
A-class heroes reacting.
Oh no, they're getting the poor boys are becoming traumatized by Pre prisoner, bro. That's been happening a lot in season 1 too. He left the jail to save his boys, and the boys are like, nah, bro, let's go back to jail.
Prisoner. Wizard.
Remember Angel Shot? What the fuck was Angel Shot? At the end of Deep Sea King arc, prisoner had a fucking syringe with the liquid that seemed to resemble either anal douche enema or his semen. The fuck is Angel Shot?
To prison.
Yeah, this guy's a moon, by the way. This guy's a moon, and it's for his friend Moon over here. This guy has Dyson as what the fuck are these designs? It's actually kind of crazy.
Wizard of Oz versus Tatsumaki, and I usually save the best for the last. We got a shot of Mizuki. Now, as what I've always done, let's take a look at each one of them in a more detailed way. So first of all, we got the Atomic Samurai and his disciple. For this particular comparison to the manga, I can't quite find the exact same panel, but if there's anything I would like...
Oh my god, they're doing anime only scenes? Yo, they're trying.
To comment on this one is definitely the background that is blurred. I'm not usually the type of person that likes to see a blurred background. It just felt off. Again, I would love to see more of the art direction of this season. But yeah, nothing much to be honest. Next up, we got Mr. Rhinoceros. I'm glad they didn't went for like those bright neon color palette that
Thank
they have
God.
used for like the past few episodes. I'm pretty sure in this season they kind of want to emphasize a lot on the color theory, and as for the monster, they tend to use more darker color palette here and there.
Not gonna lie, Rhino looks good. The dark and the blue and the purple all blending in. It looks good here.
Again, I think it looks pretty good on this one.
Yeah.
But again, nothing too crazy. The only change here is him slightly facing to the front, whereas in the manga, it was slightly to the right. But again, not a big change, so whatever.
Oh yeah, Rhino Man versus Darkshine, and Darkshine just like, did something just hit me?
Next up, we got Darkshine. Again, I like his anime character design more. Nothing too crazy.
I don't really like this comparison if this is supposed to be exactly off the manga here, because the face is kind of a look of concern. Maybe it's some other scenes, but the whole point of this frame is for Darkshine to nonchalantly wipe off the rubble off his back and shoulders as something big attack happened, to portray that like, what the hell? Someone hurt me? What was that? The face over here though, he looks more serious. It's less nonchalant, but again, maybe it's supposed to be a different one. His nose is definitely different, right? I think the thing that definitely stands about Darkshine right now is the eyebrows, the nose, the eyes. They're more circular, as well as, you know, what do I even call this, bro? The stereotypical anime token black person lips. Yeah, that happens a lot, doesn't it?
Again, but something that I really hope will happen is an actual animated smokes and not CGI smokes being used in this frame.
How about no smokes at all?
I would love to see a lot of effects animation being used in this episode, but I'm not sure if that's hoping too much. But overall, I really like how Darkshine looked in the anime. Next up, we got a shot of Prisoner and the other heroes reacting to him, and holy shit, that
Moon
guy's
guy
chin is as long as...
Yeah, that is Sung Chinwoo, bro. Oh my god, I missed these. I missed these soul leveling memes. One of the best things to happen during the season, bro. The chin kept getting longer and sharper as the episode went by.
Ooh, oh my goodness. Unfortunately, nothing to really
Where's
talk
Pig
about in
God?
this one. Next up, we got Evil Eye versus Tatsumaki. Tons of details are being removed compared to the manga, which is again understandable. It's pretty hard to replicate Murata's art anyways, but something that I really appreciate is them adding more clouds to the background. Doesn't look really empty compared to the manga.
It's... yeah. The detailing of the robe of this Wizard of Oz character, the eye guy, it's not even comparable, right? But at the very least, there is actual texture that you're trying to provide, right? Through these lines and shadings in the folds and the clothing, which can't be said about last episode with Genos' new armor. Like, that shit was literally just cooked. Where is that? Like, it was so disrespectful. Like, look at this. You know? I understand that you can't copy Murata's art as the animation, you know, frame. Like, listen, and an anime is more than a single panel. Obviously, a single panel that can decide to go harder in. But like, this is so like Play-Doh, simple, no texture, no nothing, just the most bland, fucking unseasoned mashed potatoes. You know what I mean? And there was the Orochi scene too, with Orochi's mouth opening up, right? People are really clowning on that, of how simple and bland the design looks over to the regular art. But this one, it's presentable.
Versus Tatsumaki, and I usually save the best for the last. We got a shot of Mizuki.
Woo!
That's what I've always...
Mizuki's abs, baby. What's she doing? Don't worry about it. Just enjoy the Captain Mizuki fan service.
A shot of Mizuki. Now, as what I've always done, let's take a look at each one of them in a more detailed way. So first of all, we got the Atomic Samurai and his disciple. For this particular comparison to the manga, I can't quite find the exact same panel, but if
oh yeah, we already... Wait, what am I doing? We're over here right now.
And as for the last one, it is the Mizuki shot. And in the manga, there's really not a shot that has the same framing as the one in the anime, so I'm pretty sure this is an anime original shot. But there is a sequence of Mizuki doing the exact same thing. So this kind of sparks a little bit of hope in me, saying that, oh my goodness, Naga is bored. It's actually pretty fresh now.
Yeah, this is good, you know? It's good POV, you know? it also is a very smart POV storyboarding, as in the one on the left, yeah, you get more ass fan service in the back, but you also have to draw more monsters and their reactions. This, obviously, frontal POV, less, you know, background art to, you know, focus about, so you can just go all out on Mizuki. That's smart. This is, again, what I talk about min-maxing, right? You're already fucked, so let's try to get the most out of the least possible and think about efficient ways while giving people what they want.
And I really hope this could be the case for the rest of the half of this season, because obviously we've seen tons of one-to-one to the manga in terms of the framing and seeing a
Good God. Bro, what is this dress made of? I don't know, but you can see the entire anatomy. You can literally see the rib cage over here too. That's crazy.
a lot more original scene, a lot more creative way of framing and boarding the scene. Is that
The loss of aura is crazy here, man. The piss fucking aura sometimes, like, listen, like, you don't even need it back here. It's just a black background with a little bit of white, right? And his eyes shining and the darkness and the eye. This looks so much more hype.
scene is definitely welcome.
And what the fuck was the king walking scene? What was that?
And I really hope this is the case for this season. Again, more hopium and copium so that I can see a much fresher look at how
Good lord. Good lord. This part, this is, you guys see the titties. What I see is like, look at this, right? The clothing, the way that it's stretched to its absolute fucking max, and it portrays how it's struggling. You know, the titties are eating it up. Like, look at all these little folds.
everything will go in the anime itself. And yes, everyone, those are basically it. I'm very sorry for filling more than half of the video with my review of the episode. I didn't really get to make a review video on it, and I don't really want to make a separate one.
The king frame is so... What is this chin? He's competing with Sung Chin Woo.
Because we're going to move on to episode 7 either way. But yes, everyone, thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next One Punch Man video. Goodbye.
I enjoyed it too, Easy Quartz. And you know what? Yeah, this video, I mean, we pretty much summarized how we felt about the last episode. But hey, the bright side is, this is the part where now it's like, it's a real deal. Y'all thought that people were saying, nah, wait till episode 3. Nah, wait till episode 5. No, wait till episode 7. And every week from here on out, we're going to be saying the same shit until the finale. And by the finale, will we get a Blue Lock Season 2 moment? Please, if there is a God, please deliver us from this hell. Link to Easy Quartz video. Go give it a like. Sub to him for more One Punch Man content. See you later. Bye-bye.